Good morning again, guys. It's not even 9:30 and I've got more to tell you here. I know, second video already here, and you guys are probably still going through the first one. So I want to touch on something here that some you may know about, some I pretty much bet you don't. Okay. Now, you all know come Saturday, there is the trucking issue between Canada and the United States, where truck drivers can't go across the border. American unvaccinated truck drivers cannot go in Canada at all. Canadian unvaccinated truck drivers can only go back into Canada if they quarantine for 14 days afterwards. Okay. So you've got all sorts of interesting stuff going on like that. Now, supposedly, there is a massive truckers' strike coming because of this, that roughly 12,000 truck drivers are going to quit over this. That's a lot of truck drivers. Now, I want to give you this as how important trade is with Canada for the United States, and obviously how it is with the United States for Canada, okay? Cross-border trade between Canada and the United States is about $650 billion a year. A lot of it in food and a lot of it in oil. Lumber is the third, okay? There's a truck that crosses the Canadian-American border every 5 seconds. Now, supposedly, only about 85% of Canadian truck drivers are vaccinated, which means 15% aren't. Take out 15% of the trucks, and what do you look at? 15% of $650 billion is about $100 billion of trade, guys. Okay? It's a lot of food, that's a lot of oil, a lot of lumber, okay? So, but here's where it gets even more worrisome. Canadian-American trade again. Y'all have probably heard about the bird flu that is going on in primarily the UK and Israel, right? They're calling it a global tsunami. Chicken problems. We've all heard about the chicken stories. No chicken in Asia. Trying to get chicken from Canada or whatever, China, Japan, whatever, Australia, trying to get Canadian chicken, okay? Well, then you get the next problem. Anybody heard of the outbreak of pig Ebola in Europe? Pork. This is basically African swine fever is decimating the European pork markets. Okay? Take out all the chicken. Take out all the pork. What came out late last night? Mad cow disease in Canadian beef. So now, guys, we have issues with pretty much all our animal protein sources. Poultry, pork, beef, somewhere in the world. Add this to the supply chain disasters we have. Add this to all the ridiculous mandates that we have, like I talked about the cross-border thing there. I mean, there's stuff going on in Europe and Asia. I mean, there was a story I was reading last week, or earlier this week, I guess, about Vietnamese watermelon farmers trying to get their watermelons to market in China because they can get like 5 times the money for a watermelon in China than they can in Vietnam. But because of the Chinese having so many restrictions on border crossings, by the time the watermelons get into China, they've rotted. So here's a problem we have. Food is rotting because it's stuck on ships, stuck in trucks, stuck in ports, whatever would be. and it's not making it to the store shelves. And this isn't a North American problem, okay? I want you to take a look at a few pictures here, all right? I'll show those to you in just a second, because one more thing about China yet. China, I've talked to you guys about Xi'an, okay? And now they're 3 weeks in. China is now doing the same thing in Xi'an as they did at the beginning of COVID. They are sealing people's doors, okay? Taping them, barring them, welding them, whatever it would be, okay? There's an interview with one woman, okay? She says, I'm worried we won't have anything to eat soon. We don't dare fill our stomachs. We go to bed after a meal at 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We sleep more to save food. She said the family only had a bowl of rice, 11 pounds of wheat flour, 7 cups of instant noodles, 1 bamboo shoot, and a little bit of meat. She goes, hopefully that can feed us for a week. 11 pounds of wheat flour, okay, you're going to be making a lot of bread, but the rest of it, a bowl of rice, 7 cups of instant noodles, 1 bamboo shoot, really? Okay, and a little bit of meat, and I'm assuming a little bit of meat is not considered a quarter of a cow, okay? That's how desperate it's getting in China. But back to what I was saying about pictures. I want you to look at these, okay? This is a picture of a Chinese grocery store in Beijing today, or recently, last few days, okay? This is a picture in Venezuela. This is a picture in Cuba. Ain't communism great? However, because of the World Economic Forum and because of the politicians around the world all wanting us to go in that direction, there's a picture of Great Britain. There's a picture of France. How long does it become before we see this? That's a picture of the Soviet Union in the 1990s. I don't have to show you the pictures of American or Canadian grocery stores. You guys send me dozens of them a day. There are more videos on YouTube about empty grocery store shelves in the US and Canada than there are cat videos. This is where we're at, guys. I know I don't have to tell anybody about getting food, but get food. We are in deep shit. You think coronavirus was bad running around the world? Imagine bird flu, African swine flu, and mad cow disease running around the world all at the same time. Maybe that's what we're in for. Get to the store. Today is Thursday. Unless you got to wait for tomorrow's paycheck, get something today. Because tomorrow, when people get paid, you can bet everybody's seen the stories, because now the mainstream media is talking about shortages. And you know damn well that the grocery stores are going to be a mob scene tomorrow. People trying to get whatever they can. If you have the ability, and I don't even want to say if you're short anything, because if you got a year's worth of food, get a year and a month, okay? Whatever it would be. Get more now. Especially if you can stock up on some of the proteins. Granted, garden-wise, we're coming sooner or later here, a month or two out from planting season. But we're still 6 months out from harvest season, even on some of the early crops. You better start making plans, if you haven't already, on providing your own food. If you have chickens, if you have goats, if you have pigs, if you have cattle, whatever it is, do whatever you can to make sure they stay quarantined, so at least you have some food. Because there may come a time when good old Uncle Sam, or whatever country's equivalent, knocks on your door and says, "Hi, Mr. Jones, we're here to cull your herd." And you go, "Shit, I got no food." Sobering thought. As more stuff comes in, you know where you'll find me. Pinball out.